Okay, so I want to tell you about a little story. So way back in 2016, we started to do coast-to-coast rides with the students to raise money for the school. As you can see in the top left there is a GoFundMe link. So if you do want to help the school out, this time we're raising money for some outdoor equipment. This trip in 2016 was a massive learning curve for us, but as you can see, some parents did surprise us. They must have sneaked along the route at some point and put up little signs, which was brilliant. So yeah, we learnt a lot in this trip, and we knew that we could make the experience even better, and we started to make them carry their own gear and make their own food and decide what they were going to eat each day. The next route that's coming up was in 2017, and it was the Ravenglass to Tynemouth route, which went via the Lake District. So as I've said, in this route they were carrying their own gear, they were cooking their own food, they were deciding what they were going to eat each day. And do you know, the students took to it perfectly. It was absolutely amazing. Just look at those smiling faces. It was a great experience, some lovely views. Here they are cooking away on their little single burners. They came up with some, look at the food they've got there, they came up with some brilliant ideas for cooking. Here we've got an image of them sat outside a cafe. There are the tents there that they were sleeping in, and some more images there of them cooking the food. A brilliant group image there at the top of one of the climbs. And on this trip we went through different county lines, so you can see there's images there of us at each of the county signs. But it was an amazing trip. That's there near the end, and that's the finish at Tynemouth. Now for 2018 we went back to the Way of the Roses route. So the Way of the Roses route starts in Morecambe and it finishes in Bridlington. And the numbers we were getting for the trip were just growing and growing, and we had a maximum over the course of these trips. I think this was probably the most we had. We had about 46 riders on the route, and I did it on the Brompton there, my little pink Brompton. You can see all the tents that we had. There's an image of the group there with my bike in front, and yep, another amazing trip. And I've had some brilliant staff helping me along the way, and that is the finish there in Bridlington. Now yes, you did read correct. This time in 2019 we did the Way of the Route backwards, Way of the Roses route backwards should I say, and the students on the penultimate day of the ride, they walked the 3 peaks, the Yorkshire Dales 3 peaks. So on the penultimate day we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we set off at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they walked starting at Whernside. They walked Whernside, Ingleborough, and then they finished with Ghent. And then the next day they got up and they finished off the coast-to-coast ride in Morecambe, because we did that one backwards. So amazing achievement. You've got some images there of them at the top of each of the hills. And what we did, we split the groups up. So it was a group of 40 odd students again, and we just split them into 3 groups, and we walked as 3 groups, but we met at the top of each one. In 2020 and 2021 there wasn't a coast-to-coast ride because of the pandemic. And in 2022 we kicked it off again with the Hadrians Wall route this time, and an absolutely brilliant group of students. There's some of them there. They were 30 odd with this one, and it was absolutely brilliant. And what made this one special is that the students were riding in that heat wave, 40-degree heats. We know when the rest of the country were scaremongering, these students, as young as 11, were riding coast to the coast. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, the 2023 ride is going to be the Hadrians Wall route again. So if you would like to support the students, then please use the link at the top of the page and also in the description. And it is going towards outdoor area facilities for the school. So thank you very much for listening.